What's going on YouTube? Looks like we have people already waiting. If you're watching this replay, go ahead and fast forward a couple seconds to the good stuff happens. And if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the series, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Next to it, click the notification bell because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're dropping new videos live here on the channel. And so far, we're on a flawless streak. We have not missed one of these lives, 30 Minutes with a Millionaire, every single Friday, which is our time to kick it and your time to get any of your questions answered. So super excited. And let's get started. Anybody who is in here, if you can hear me, you can see me, go ahead and hit that like button for me and drop down below a hi, hello, what's up, emojicon, something so I know you're with me. And go ahead and drop your questions. On these lives, guys, I don't come prepared with anything to teach or anything like that. You guys can ask me anything, and I'm really here to just serve you guys, help you guys get to the next level, whether it's learning about the business, finding your first product, launching another product, scaling your business, whatever it is, I'm here to help. Awesome. What's going on, everybody? We got a ton of people already in the building, ton of likes already, which is awesome. We have more likes than there are people in here. You guys rock. Awesome. I appreciate it. Go ahead, guys, and drop any questions that you have down below. And while you guys go ahead and type your questions, first and foremost, guys, as always, the only dumb question is a question that does not get asked. And guys, I challenge you in this new year, as the time of recording, this is 2022. We're in January. I challenge you guys to all become better question askers. That sounds funny, but question askers, because where you are and where you want to be, believe it or not, the difference between where you are and where you want to be is lack of knowledge or lack of answers to a specific question. So lack of knowledge comes from a lack of understanding or a lack of knowledge. And in order to obtain that knowledge, the easiest way to do it is to ask questions. It could be, what book do I need to read? How do I solve this problem? Who do I need to meet? Where do I need to start? Whatever those questions are, start thinking about questions. And when you're doing things in your life and in your business, and specifically in this business, identify resistance that you're getting, identify objections that you're getting, identify issues that you're having or things that you're struggling with, and write that down, whatever it is. And then once you identify that one thing, write down a series of questions tied to that one thing. I know it sounds very simple and like common sense. However, when you think about it like that and you start training yourself to do these things, it's a game changer. Well, at least it was for me, right? Also, I see some questions coming on. Lastly, guys, we are starting the new 7-figure product series, which is where I order, like me and my team review tons of products, and we order tons of products and we review them. We're dropping a new video every single week. These are products that are doing 7 figures per year. So if you're in product research stages, you want to find out how to find products, you want to learn more about the business, how the business works. It's super amazing where we're literally reviewing products that are generating 7 figures per year, multiple 6 figures profit per year as well. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, have notifications bells on, and make sure you guys don't miss that. I think that's pretty much for the announcements. So we've got people from Trinidad. We've got ATL in the house. What's going on? We've got people from all around the world, which is absolutely phenomenal. So first question I see is, should we expand or advertise outside of Amazon for our first product? Good question. So I think this is something that a lot of people mess up on or overlook. So here's a few different ways you can go with this. Regardless if it's your first or your next product, before you do anything outside of traditional PPC and advertising mechanisms within Amazon, you want to make sure that you're exhausting the listings potential. So let's talk first about the listings potential. So the listing or the product's potential is how much sales can you get through a specific vehicle or advertising mechanism. Now that you know what exhausting the full potential is, because you have PPC, you have other Amazon advertising mechanisms, and then you have all these other stuff outside of Amazon. Each and every one of them have their own advertising threshold or ceilings as to how much can you spend, how much visibility can you get. So now that you understand what maximizing that threshold is or maximizing the potential is, now that you understand that, you can start to segregate them, right? So within Amazon, you have 2 main different categories in which you can advertise. The biggest one being PPC, which stands for pay per click. And then you have a few other sales mechanisms. Now, one of the things that are going to differentiate how many of these sales mechanisms or these sales features or marketing features that you can tap into is, are you brand registered? Now, brand registry is a program that Amazon has. And the way that you unlock access to brand registry, it's free, is you have to be a registered trademarked brand. How do you do this? You simply obtain a trademark. Now, there's two ways that you can do that. Well, really, there's only one way that you can do it, but there's um, two different ways that you can set this up, right? So, of course, you're going to have to go through a company or a lawyer or somebody who can file with the USPTO your brand name and your trademark. This, we've seen it take anywhere from 6 to 12 months and cost anywhere between $600 to $1,500. That's why I recommend you guys get your trademark as fast as possible. Something recently that Amazon's released is they have a preferred lawyer or lawyer group partner program within Amazon Brand Registry. So you can only get access to Brand Registry once you're approved in USPTO and you have your trademark. But if you go through an Amazon certified partner, which it costs more, of course, because they're going to make money, you unlock access to Brand Registry within 3 to 5 days, which is a game changer. So that's something that you guys want to keep up your sleeve and in your back pocket. And that's something that we're doing with a lot of our clients, and it's absolutely crushing it. So with that being said, you have different sales mechanisms that you can use, or things within Amazon. To get access to all of them, you have to be brand registered. Now you guys know how to be brand registered. But you have lightning deals, daily deals, you have all types of stuff, coupons. These are all different mechanisms. So before we talk about outside of Amazon, we want to make sure that you're exhausting on Amazon, because a common mistake that I see a lot of people making, and I made myself, is a lot of us, let's face it, we're entrepreneurs. We like to go all over the place and we get shiny object syndrome. And usually the reason why we don't get great success is because we're all over the place. We often, when I'm teaching in consulting, I talk about laser vision or tunnel vision. We've all heard it, but do you understand the terminology? The reason why we say tunnel vision is because you're on your path to becoming successful. And if you're in a tunnel, you can't take a left. You can't take a detour to the right. You have to start. And when you start, you can only go one direction. So in business and in entrepreneurship and in your brand, have that tunnel vision, have that laser focus on what it is that you're doing, and meet that threshold for advertising. So if you're starting with PPC, optimize it, exhaust it, and get to your daily spin. Then go over to all these different like coupons and daily deals and lightning deals and all these different platforms that they have and these different sales mechanisms that they have. Then you go outside of Amazon into social media. Like the biggest mistake I see is people try to start with influencer marketing and lightning deals and daily deals and try to optimize PPC, and they're spending money all over the place, and then they think they're not profitable, and they end up not being profitable, and then they think the product sucks, when it wasn't a product problem. It was a person problem. It was a marketing problem. It was an organization problem. And it was all these other problems that made the product look like it wasn't good. So number one, especially because the question was geared to towards your first product, PPC is 9 times out of 10, I would say 7 times out of 10 to give me some slack on my end, but 7 times out of 10, PPC is enough to rank your product and enough to get those initial sales, to be able to do your due diligence to see, is this product going to sell, or does it have potential to sell the amount of units that I feel necessary in order to generate the revenue that I did my homework on, my due diligence on, when doing research on this product. Once you get the answer to that question, you're up and rolling. Yes, outside of Amazon is an excellent strategy to grow your business and to grow your brand, right? Because Amazon loves exterior-based traffic. So I want you to understand, Amazon, like Google, is a search engine, right? And anything search related has a ranking system, and it's an algorithm determines that search, the search ranking, right? And the search visibility. Currently, the A10 algorithm, which is Amazon's algorithm, there's hundreds of variables, and Amazon doesn't tell us that. Just like Google doesn't tell us what variables go into search or SEO in Google, right? So one of the things like what SEO has to do, and I know this nerdy stuff because before Amazon, my mentor was in SEO, and I learned SEO and how to rank sites and build sites and how to do this. So that really helped me when I came to Amazon, because Amazon's algorithm is nothing like Google, right? If any of you guys know about SEO, you know what I'm talking about. But one thing that I discovered, because the way that you learn SEO is you do tests, small tests, and then you watch the needle move or you watch the ranking move. And when you get big adjustments or big moves in the SERPs or search engines, then you really know what works. So I can tell this is by data, not like assumption or theory. This is factual, that one of the best ways to spike the algorithm and increase your search or keyword ranking is through exterior based traffic. And it's my hypothesis that the reason why is because Amazon's rewarding you from this exterior based traffic, because their number one goal is to make money as a company. And they know when you bring exterior based traffic onto their platform, they're going to be able to monetize it far outside of just the commission that they get for selling your product, right? And fulfilling your product. So that's my hypothesis. And absolutely, we focus on it. I was able to crush a lot of my products, especially my number one product that, made me a ton of money, utilizing exterior based traffic like influencers. I was big on blog sites. I was big on exterior based SEO, so on and so forth. So long question, but super good question. Hopefully you guys got mad value out of that. Cool. How can we find out how much your one-on-one course is? Yeah. So the best thing to do is I really don't talk too much about like program costs and stuff like that, but pinned on the channel is a link to schedule a call. It's a free, no risk, no obligation, like no pressure call with my team. And on there, you can ask, like, basically the whole objective of the call is to identify where you are, where you want to be, to ask your questions, get your questions answered, of course, to see our results and how we can serve you, and for us to break down which program may be best for you, because we have courses, consulting, mentorship, we have done for you or automation investment opportunities. We have all types of stuff, right? So it would take the whole time that we have today breaking that stuff down. But for those of you who are serious and want to work with me or feel compelled to want to start this business or work with me and my team, just click that link and it'll be pinned up there during the duration of this call. At what point did you scale customer acquisition? So the best time, Jacqueline, to scale customer acquisition is after the first stage. So you have the stage of scaling after launch. So you have your launch, and then after you have your launch and you verify, okay, this product's selling X amount of units that we want, or it has the potential to sell X amount of units that we want. After you pass that stage and you're into the scaling stage, that's the time where you really put the pedal to the metal. You really pour the gasoline on the fire. And at that point, again, like I previously mentioned, you don't want to do influencer marketing and blogs and start to do SEO and run Google ads and Facebook ads and case studies and YouTube channel and Pinterest and all this extra stuff. You want to focus on one and really knock it out. So I would do 30 days of PR, getting PR articles out, and 30 days of building out all the social media platforms, and then 30 days of going hard on Instagram. And what happens when you do this right is, yes, it doesn't happen as fast, but doing things the right way isn't always the fastest, right? The quickest. You have to understand, success with this business and success in general is often a marathon and not a sprint. So when you do things the right way and you take your time and you build these foundations, what's going to happen is you're going to have this infrastructure build up. You're going to have access to all these influencers. Like right now, we have hundreds and hundreds of influencers, hundreds and hundreds of pages that we've tested, and we have the analytics. We know what works. So I could launch a product, or I could turn these on and grow my personal brand like this. So that's my recommendation. Once you get past the product validation, verification stage, you initiate scale. See and identify, and don't get me wrong, like you want the best results as fast as possible, but not everything is going to get you the same amount of results. So if you identify, like, let's just say I have this product, right? Influencer marketing is probably not going to be the best solution for scaling this product. It may be press releases around how to keep black shirts looking crispy. I don't know. I just threw that off the top of my head, but press releases or blogs around top 3 things you should have in your briefcase, top 3 traveling things you should have, traveling things that you should have under $20. Stuff like that is going to sell this product more than me reaching out to an influencer and saying, hey, take a picture like this, or do a video and post this on TikTok, or post this on Instagram. So you have to think about the product. What type of product do you have, and what would be the best potential for scaling that product? And usually it's a common sense thing. Sometimes you have to dive in and do some due diligence. How do we do that? Well, Go on social media and type in the name of your product. If it's not trending, if it's not going viral, if there aren't tons of influencers in that niche, then chances are that's not the best bet, right? We're not saying that we're not going to do those things, but we're going to prioritize on what's going to get us the best results first. If I'm not currently brand registered, is it normal to have hijackers on my listing? Can they be removed easily? Yeah, so that's another amazing thing. So when you have a trademark and you have access to brand registry, you have access to a special team. And whenever you submit someone infringing intellectually on your property, meaning like trying to sell products as you and they're not you, or a hijacker, usually within an hour, 2 hours max, they're gone. If you're not brand registered and you don't have a trademark, there's nothing that tells Amazon that you're a like real brand or have intellectual property, right? So I want you to understand, like when you're a distributor or a wholesaler, like for instance, let's use Arbitrage. Let's say I go to a store. I'm just trying to find a product. I go to a store and I buy a product at Walmart. It's on sale. I go to Amazon, I create a listing, and there's 20 other sellers selling it. That's because they don't have any restriction on that SKU, right? So there's tons of products on Amazon like that, like Crest and Colgate and Aquafina water and all these different products that people wholesale or that people do arbitrage on. So those are real businesses and real business models. So Amazon can't differentiate a private labeled brand where they're the sole owner and proprietor of that physical product and they only want to sell and represent themselves versus a large conglomerate or a large brand that allows distributors or wholesalers to sell underneath them, if that makes sense. So Amazon, like the only way that you can do that is by having the trademark and submitting and saying, hey, yo, I'm the only one selling this. I don't authorize other people to sell this brand. So unfortunately, I know that's probably not the answer that you want to hear. However, if that is what you are, if that's the issue that you're having, there's a few different ways that you can combat that. Number one, you can go into the hijackers storefront, see if they have customer service. If they have an email or a phone number, you can reach out to them and kind of express your frustration and see if you can work something out amicably. Another thing that we do inside of the AMZ formula, by the way, you guys have all of my templates. Like if you're in AMZ Formula Max, Inner Circle, if you're in any of our programs, you have access to all of my templates, which my lawyers created. One of them being a cease and desist letter. So you can go pay for a cease and desist letter or maybe find a free template online. If you're in any of my programs, you have my exact one. I paid a lawyer to write. It was $2,500. You can fill that in, and it's a cease and desist letter basically stating, hey, you don't have the rights to sell my product. You're not me. If you keep doing it, we're going to sue you, right? So that's kind of the only route that you can take. And it sucks because, you know, it's a pain to deal with because two things. If someone hijacks your listing and their quality sucks and they're not your product and you get bad reviews, it sticks to your ASIN. It sticks to your listing, not the seller or the hijacker. So like you want to identify those really quickly. And that's why I'm saying like most people that start out, if you have the resources, get your trademark when you start. If you have the resources, create your LLC, get your trademark when you start. There's two reasons why people don't do this. Number one, they don't have the resources. Hey, I get it. When I started, I invested every penny I had in the product. I didn't have money for anything else, let alone food or rent. I had to volunteer for that crap. You guys know my story. But if you're starting out and you have the resources, do it the right way and it will save you a ton of headache. The second reason why people don't do the LLC or the entity and they don't do the trademark is because they don't know a brand name or a company name and they're waiting for that perfect one. So spoiler alert. Like we have, hand me this thing right here, the one that we just did. So we just did, I probably shouldn't tell you guys this because we're not releasing the video yet, but you guys rock and I love you. So we did actually, I'm not going to tell you the product. Let's hide this. This product right here does $25 million a year, okay? $25 million a year. I just recorded a video today for 7-Figure Product Series breaking down what it is, the financials. We went through their listing. We went through the products. We went over product research. It's an awesome series. You guys want to check it out. However, their brand name is Smurley. Now, that's all I'm going to give you. Their brand name is Smurley. Now, Smurley has nothing to do with what the product is. And the reason why I use that as an example is, and here goes another one. Okay, it's a bad example because their name, actually, this is a good example. So their brand name is Modern Mixology. I would not trademark modern mixology. Why? It's an awesome name. It sounds cool. However, if this product does not work, now what happens? They're stuck with a brand name that's tied to a specific product. That's not what you want. For instance, Crisp Brands or Crisp Logistics or Crisp Holdings or Crisp Equity or Crisp Learning Technologies, all of my entities are broad because they can have subsidiaries. So in the beginning, if you have the resources, create a name that is generic so you can trademark it and you're not worried about, oh, what if the name doesn't match? Like, for instance, McDonald's, like the name of the company is not McDonald's. It's actually a real estate company, and McDonald's is a subsidiary. A lot of people don't know this stuff, right? Johnson and Johnson, like there, Unilar. There's tons of these large companies that have subsidiaries, which are huge brands. So you can have a trademarked, registered business entity name, right, and have different subsidiaries, which are different brands or corporations underneath them, holding companies. So the reason why I'm going so long on that is because you need a trademark. It's super important. For everybody that's in any of our programs, we have a team that helps you with the trademark. We have a team that helps you with your LLC. But if it's holding you up, don't worry about the name. Like, the name does not matter. Like Nike, what the heck is a Nike, right? Like, look at Apple. Apple has nothing to do with consumer grade electronics, with computers, with phones, with headphones, with software, nothing. However, they're a $3 trillion company. So think of something generic that you can trademark. Here's the thing, like, so many people come up with these awesome names, and they're awesome. Like Modern Mixology is an awesome name. And then what happens is they can't trademark it, and they've already went through the branding, and they've already went through the process of getting brand awareness. Now people know you in the marketplace, and you can't trademark it, so you have to change the name halfway through, right? And I've made this mistake over and over and over again. Like, if you guys know the cheat code is a project that we've done. It's a passion project that's like Netflix for entrepreneurs, right? It's like $1 to start, and it's $19 a month, and we do new videos every single month. I messed up by calling it the cheat code because it was an awesome name, and I was emotionally attached to the cheat code. Cheat code is trademarked, and now I have to rebrand, and that's why we haven't been promoting it. So I'm giving you real life experience that even me knowing this, I still make the same mistakes. So focus on a real brand, come up with a brand name, get it trademarked so you don't deal with hijackers. If you're dealing with it, try to reach out to them, solve it amicably. If that doesn't work, use a cease and desist. Again, everybody in my programs has access to mine. Cool.
Can we give a shout out to Lewis Moore? Tipped us $5.
Oh yeah, and my team just pointed. Shout out to Lewis Moore that did a $5 tip. I didn't even know you can do that. That rocks. But your name is highlighted, I think, when you ask questions. So shout out to Lewis Moore. And yeah, go ahead, highlight his question, and then we'll go back in order. I'll be starting your course by next week. You're a very intelligent person. Can't wait to hopefully meet you. Awesome, brother. I appreciate it, man. Looks like you're in real estate. We don't have much real estate. We have 50 apartments right now, but this year I'm focusing on getting back in the game. My goal is to acquire 200 to 500 units, multifamily commercial. We're looking in different states like Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, St. Louis. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will see some of that content on here as well, because I always get questions about it. But shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. How many products do you have live at the moment? Right now, we have 3 products. I've had much more than that, but I've consolidated them, and some of them kind of went stagnant and a little complacent and dormant, and then I've relaunched them as I focused and prioritized my focus on other things like my trucking business and, of course, teaching thousands of people like you. However, you know, the Amazon business I'm fully transparent with all of it. The Amazon business made me a millionaire on paper. One product did that for me, changed me and my family's life. I'm always forever grateful to the business. As of right now, like I said, we have 2 different brands, one in beauty, one in office space. And across the 2, we have 3 active SKUs. One of them being my #1 product, I'm actively actually redoing, and I'm creating a case study, and I'm going to be documenting all of it on YouTube across the board, so you guys will be able to see it. You guys will be able to see the listing, order it, review the product, like hack my stuff and see what I'm doing. So I'm excited about that because I don't think anyone else in the industry has done that. So yeah, super amazing. What business review app would you suggest? That's a good question. So Amazon has one built in. in reference to a review mechanism. Who provides the UPC code for the items I want to sell? So you're going to go get a UPC code. Now, Amazon's terms of service states that they want you to use GS1. So you can just Google GS1 barcodes. They are expensive, right? They are very expensive. However, that's what they want you to use because you get a certificate of authenticity, and they want you to use that so there's no duplicate UPCs. When you buy them on the internet, they're significantly cheaper, but sometimes you run into duplications. Full transparency. Sometimes even I bend the rules. I use the cheap ones, and I haven't had an issue in 5-6 years. So do your due diligence on that if you want to just pay the GS1 fees. For our clients, so we do GS1 fees because the GS1 UPCs because we want to be by the books 100%. But some of my personal products, I still have old UPCs, right? All my new products, I run GS1 because Amazon's not as lenient as they used to be. But I have old SKUs running that still have generic UPCs, right? Because it's like, I don't know, $7 versus $100. So I was just being cheap at the beginning when I started. But when you're starting, if you have the means necessary, don't be cheap and don't cut corners. Is it possible to run your Amazon business from scratch without dealing directly with customers? Can you just set up an automation and only talk to suppliers? Carla, yeah. So you don't really talk to customers. Customer support is pretty much done through Amazon, like returns and stuff like that. If they ask questions, sometimes you answer them or they show up in the listing. However, with this whole business, we find a product, we find a supplier. Supplier makes the product, they ship it to Amazon. Amazon stores the product, they facilitate it, they package it, they ship it, they handle the customer returns. And we're just responsible for marketing and inventory. Now, if you're talking about like automation, we do offer a service. Again, if that's something you guys are interested in, where we find a product for you, like you work with us, we find the product, we develop the product, we find the sourcing, we find the factory, like because we have a team overseas in China, we manufacture the product, we create your listing, we do the advertising, we manage your business for you. Then click the link that's pinned up here and schedule a call, and our team can break that down. But in reference to automations, if you manage this business yourself, it's pretty much all hands-free. Shout out to Thank You. I see Thank You just dropped a $10 super chat. That's awesome, brother. I appreciate it. And let's bang his question out really quick. Other than your mentality, what's the hardest to accomplish during the AMZ process? Good question, man. Again, guys, really good question, Q. So mindset's the biggest, but you already know that. So outside of mindset, here's the thing. I understand, like, you have to understand there's only two ways that you can fail. There's, like, I really like to, like, make things simple, make success very simple. There's two ways that you can fail, not starting and giving up. Well, guess what? Everybody has the warm and fuzzies and they start. And then once you start, when things aren't going the way you want, that's when you give up. That part is the mindset. You get that. You probably watched my stuff. What areas of the business are going to attribute to that mindset being tested where you want to give up? I know this. This is not theory. This is factual because I deal with thousands of clients in over 200 different countries. Phase number one is product research and product selection. So if I was to draw this off, maybe I bring it on the board, but just follow me for a second. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go to can we go to the board for a second? All right, cool. I just have the urge to draw stuff. No, I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner, and I like to teach on the board. Where are we at? I need some space here, brother. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me find some blank space here. Audio still good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, let me just, crap, so much stuff. Are we sharing the screen? We're good? All right, cool. So when it comes to starting the business, so there's only two ways to fail. Let's make this black. There's only two ways to fail, okay? Number one, start or not starting. Number two, giving up, okay? Now that we know that, what are the phases in the Amazon business where you're more than likely to want to give up? So dealing with thousands of people, here's your timeline. And this is you starting, okay? First, you have product research. This is the number one area right here. This is the bloodbath. This is where everybody, like a high percentage of everybody, gives up. Now, why does everybody give up on product research? Can they see me on here too? All right. So the reason why, okay, cool. The reason why everybody gives up during product research is because they don't find a product fast enough, or they don't find a product that they like. So let's hit on those two, right? Number one, fast. Number two, like. All right, now I'm trying to stay away from the mindset because you said outside of mindset, but you'll see everything ties to mindset. Finding a product fast enough is like trying to find a wife or a husband fast enough. You can't rush things that are meant to be, or things that are great, or things that you want to be right. If you rush a marriage, like if you just go out on a date and like you meet someone and like they crack a joke, you're like, cool, that was a funny joke, I'm going to marry you. It's not going to work out. When you're doing product research, you're not going to just find a product that may work and then just jump all into it, because if it doesn't work out, then you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to take your time and make sure that you're finding the product that meets your criteria. We talk about that here on the channel. And we did that today. Like today, we found a product that makes $25 million gross per year, $7 million net profit. How many of you guys would like to find one product that makes you $7 net profit per month, or per year, excuse me? That should be all of you guys. $7 million a year with one product net profit? Dude, I'm looking for my yacht tomorrow. Okay, the cool thing is, or the thing that sucks is, for that product, you need $1.5 million in inventory. Who's got $1.5 million laying around for their first product? Nobody. So we have to identify a product that meets our risk tolerance, that's still going to have a reward that we want. That's why we talk about products that make $3,000 to $10,000 profit per month, products that sell 10 to 30 units per day. That's realistic. So number one, understand that it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So get the fast out, like get the hurry, get the fast, get the now out of your system, and understand it has to work, or it has to work, and you will find the product, because all products on Amazon sell. They just may not sell the amount of products that you need to make the amount of money that you want. Number two, like. I'm going to tell you right now, unless you are Kylie Jenner, I'm just sitting down for a second. Unless you're Kylie Jenner or someone with a huge audience, you cannot choose the product that you want to sell, right? Like the first product that made me a buttload of money are bath bombs. I used bath bombs once. I'm not going to say I've never used them. I used them once because I wanted to see what they were about, and they suck. I hate them. I think they're stupid. I have sold millions of them, millions and millions and millions and millions. I am not emotionally attached to it, right? One of my failed products was a garlic press. Why? Because I love garlic. Like when I go to a restaurant and I ask for fresh garlic and they don't have it, I contemplate coming back. That was an emotional attachment to a decision, and it caused me to lose money. So going back to this, I'm sorry, E, I've got you working. Going back to this, you do not want to launch products that you like or have emotional attachments to. You want to launch products that are going to sell. These are the two biggest reasons that we see people fail during product research, right? Now, moving on to the second stage. So this is the first stage where people are most likely to fail or give up, right? Number two is going to be the launch. This is the second bloodbath, right? Now, when it comes to launching, there's a few reasons why people give up here. They give up loss of money, and number two is lack of knowledge. I'll just put no dot for sake of room. So loss of money. Nobody wants to lose money, right? How many of you guys want to start an Amazon money? How many of you guys want to start an Amazon business and lose money? Any of you guys down below say that's me? Nobody, right? You'd be crazy to want to start a business and lose money. So the reason why people lose money during the launch is for one of two reasons. Number one, they rushed this process. Let me go back and do a different color because this is going to get sloppy. Number one, they rushed this process. They tried to do the product research fast and they launched the wrong product. And number two, they have a lack of knowledge. How do you have a lack of knowledge? I don't know. Dude, I can't go Google how to perform knee surgery and then you like learn on YouTube how to perform knee surgery and then try to go give my own knee surgery. When I had knee surgery, I had to go to a surgeon who went to school and studied for years, became a professional, learning from professionals, and then became a professional who was qualified to do the thing. Like, I hate to break it, like, this is business. And this isn't because I'm the guru who has programs for sale. There's always one or two people that believe that. I could care less if you buy any of my stuff. This is just reality. And I'll give you another example. If you want to learn how to trade stocks, if you go and Google how to trade stocks, you take the information learned and you go into the stock market, you are going to lose your money. That's just the way it works. Why does it work like that? Because there's only two ways in society that you can learn something. Josh, what are those two ways? Number one, you learn through the mistakes and the experiences of other people. Spoiler alert, that's the cheapest, fastest, most powerful way to do it. That's what the intelligent, the wealthy, the successful people in the world do, is they pay others to tell them all of their mistakes so they don't make them and tell them exactly what to do step by step. The other way, and that's school, that's college, that's becoming a doctor and going to a school to become a doctor. That's becoming a mechanic and going to Ivy Tech and learning how to become a mechanic. That's starting this business and learning from someone who's done it, who already knows what to do, that's already had success. The other way is to learn through your own failures, your own experience. Perfect example. Instead of going to Ivy Tech to become a mechanic and taking a class and getting hands-on experience, I go to YouTube, I get a tool set, I watch videos, and I do it myself. Does it work? Yes, of course, right? I've learned how to do things on my own. Does it work? Yes. How many of you guys, and down below in the comments say, wow, that's right, or say, yes, that's me, have learned something on your own, did it wrong, and then had to go invest to learn how to do it right? Or how many of you guys have done something wrong or tried to save money by learning how to do something, and then you had to end up paying to do it twice, right? We've done this multiple times. Like, I remember trying to save money cutting my own hair. That ended up horribly. I'm not even going to tell you how bad that went, but I had to go to a barber. So this is step number 2, and this is where people fail the second step. So the reason why I'm breaking this timeline down is because if you identify these different areas where people fail and you understand that they're all tied to emotion, or they're all tied to your mentality, then you can see it coming, right? When you understand, okay, I'm getting started, product research, it may take longer than I want, right? I might find products that I don't like that make a ton of money, and I have to come up with that decision. Do I launch a product that I don't like? That's coming. If you understand it's coming and you start and you don't give up, then it's inevitable that you're successful. Number 2 is loss of money. How do I lose money? By rushing this process and choosing the wrong product. Well, what if I try to launch the product and I don't know? I cannot tell you how many times people start this business, they try to start off of YouTube, or they do whatever they're doing, and they find a product and they launch, and the product is actually a good product. They got the product research down, but they're bleeding money. I got to get rid of this product. I got to make some money. I'm bleeding money. Cool, let me take a look at your listing. The listing sucks. Let me take a look at your PPC. Bro, you're running an auto campaign. Like, you don't know what you're doing. It's a lack of knowledge. That's like me trying to go work on my Lamborghini. I don't even know where the spark plug is or how many of these things have. That's why I take it to Lamborghini and pay them a stupid amount of money to do all of my maintenance, right? Step number 3, and the least likely place where people are going to give up, is during the maintenance. During the maintenance. This is the least area where people are going to give up. So this is in chronological order, guys. Number 1, the most likely place where people give up. Number 2, the second most likely place. And number 3, the maintenance or the scaling, is the third place where people give up. Why? Because it's already working. You're already generating money. So from here to here, these are the 3 phases where you're more than likely going to fail, going to struggle, and going to be tested. And that's when your mindset's going to come into fact, right? Come into play. See, go ahead. If you guys want to leave this up, go ahead and screenshot this really quick so you guys have this timeline. And I urge you guys to look at this timeline and use this timeline when you're getting started. Outside of that, and I'm not going to go into mindset because he said not to, and I'm sure you guys hear me ramble about mindset all the time. But outside of that, I want you to understand, like, as an investor that owns multiple businesses, has this worked before me? Is this working at the time that I want to start? will this continue to work? If the answer is yes to all three of those questions, it is a good investment. So there is no, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I joined at the wrong time. I started at the wrong. All of that is self-limiting belief. And you're trying to talk yourself into giving up, right? It's the force of average trying to compromise with your mindset. If the answer is yes to all three of those, it is a solid business. And the answer is yes to all of them with this business. If you start and you do not give up, okay, if you launch a product and you break even or you lose a little bit of money, that doesn't mean that you failed, right? I failed my first 3 products. The 4th one made me a millionaire. So amazing question. Hopefully that timeline helps. And I want you guys to write that down or screenshot it and look at that timeline and think about that. And even outside of Amazon, guys, when you're doing things, if you can identify when are you going to fail or when, like, what is the tough stuff that you don't like doing? Like I did this, for instance, I'll use myself again as the guinea pig. I recently, for the last 90 days, I haven't missed one day in the gym. This is the longest I've went without, letting the force of average kick my rear end. 90 days, I have not missed a day in the gym. I identified what areas are going to make me want to give up. Number one, I like to eat. A lot of you guys, you see my stories, right? I like to eat. That is my thing. I'm not I don't do drugs. I don't really drink. I like video games and I like to eat. So the thing that sucks is managing the macros and the diets and the calories and the proteins. I like to eat until I'm full and I like good food. So I identified that. So I wrote this down and I talked myself into understanding, hey, I have to do this in order to get the results. I'm going to write this down and track this and I'm going to stay consistent. Number 2, like I hate the gym. I know a lot of guys are into it. Like they like looking at themselves in the mirror and they like doing it. I think it is the biggest waste of time. All I can think about is business and video games when I'm at the gym. I think it's stupid, but I have to do it in order to get the results that I want. So when I'm training my conscious and my subconscious to work with these things, like, hey, dude, you're not wasting time lifting these heavy objects. You're actually improving how long you're going to live, which means you get to play more video games and run your businesses longer. Then when I think about it like this, I'm like, holy crap, I need to lift these stupid heavy weights in different directions, right? So when you think about things that you don't like in areas of this business where you're going to want to give up and you identify them, you write them down, you draw them, and you see, oh, I almost gave up. Oh, I was starting to have anxiety and stress around these things. Oh, you'll start to be able to control those and you're going to have exponentially more success. Cool. Hopefully that helps.
Lewis, who tipped us earlier, asked this really quick. And then we have a new tip within the new question.
My bad, guys. Is it cool? I think I went too hard on that, bro. Just say you're going too hard and I'll calm down. What was Lewis's question? My bad, guys. That was a good question. If someone like myself gets stuck in any part of your course, who would be able to talk with? So it depends on what program you're in. But all programs have customer support and all programs have like guidance, right? There's just different levels. If you're in the AMZ formula, you have a group, you have email support. If you're in Max, you have weekly calls with different coaches. If you're in Inner Circle, you have weekly calls with different coaches plus calls with me. If you're a client, you have a dedicated account manager and you have access to an Asana board where you can ask questions to any of my team members in any department. So depending on where you are, if you're stuck on who to contact or where to contact or any of that jazz, just email support@theamzformula.com and say, hey, I was on Josh's live. I'm in this program. How can I get some help? And our team, Monday through Friday, 9 through 5 Central Standard Time, are on standby, ready to help you kick butt.
Next question from Michael.
Michael, I appreciate the 10, dude. You rock. We should do something cool, like find a charity to give all the money to or something, or maybe give it away to viewers or something. Other than your mentality, or wait, what's the question?
Where?
Oh, 2 questions. One, or I thought a brand has to be associated with a product type for the trademark. Is that correct? I thought a brand has to be associated with a product type. No. So here, let's go up here. Whiteboard time. So no. All right, cool. I thought a brand has to be associated with a product type. Was that the question? I don't have my belt, guys. I know I'm sagging here on camera. So let's just name a few, right? Starbucks. Starbucks is a trademarked, registered brand. This has nothing to do with coffee, right? How do you spell coffee? 2 F's, 2 E's? 2 E's? All right. Number 2, McDonald's. McDonald's has nothing to do with hamburgers. It's actually a family's name. Number 3, Nike. Has nothing to do with shoes, right? And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. If you want to screenshot those are 3 examples. But these are 3 examples of products that are trademarked and do not have anything to do with the brand. So your brand name does not, or your trademarked brand name does not have anything to do with the actual product. It really doesn't matter that much. Like, no one buys Apple over Samsung because they like the Apple picture. No one buys Apple over Samsung because they like the way Apple sounds, right? To be honest, the name of your brand has nothing to do in buyer persuasion, right? No one buys or no one invests in the AMZ formula or AMZ together because of the name is cooler than our competitors. They invest or they purchase, they make a buying decision based off of the value. So I want you to understand that the price is irrelevant when the value is not absent. So it does not matter if I was like Black Spider Bubblegum was the name of my brand. You would still buy it if it rocked, right? So start thinking about this subconsciously and consciously. Like, look around your house, some stuff that you buy, and look at the brand names, and then think, yo, does the name have anything to do with the actual product? And it doesn't. Chances are, if it's in your house, it's a big product and it's trademarked. So, and also, guys, you can have brand names that do have name, like you can have a trademarked brand that has subsidiaries of brands that are named like in reference to what the thing is. I just don't recommend doing it, right? I've studied a ton of successful companies. I know a ton of people who've sold successful companies, and 9 times out of 10, they're not named after like what the thing is. Like, there's no noun or adjective in the name. There's not a description of what the thing is that's relevant to the actual niche, right? That's a huge misconception. And it's not just you, dude. Like, tons of our clients struggle with this. I struggle with this. I am the worst name comer-upper with like person in the world. I cannot come up with names. I cannot come up with brands. I absolutely suck at that. So, good question.
His second question was, what are your thoughts on wholesale on Amazon?
Yeah, so I hate like talking negatively about different Amazon strategies because I've got homies that do it, and I don't want to be that guy. But I can tell you again from experience, if I give you guys any recommendations, if I give you guys any game, if I teach you anything, it is not theory, it's facts. So 2015, 2016, me and my partner, we had just under 50,000 square foot. We had over 50 employees. I started before business to consumer on Amazon. I started business to business, and I did so through SEO, and we did wholesale, right? I then went into Amazon because the margins were higher. The profitability was significantly higher, but I have experience in wholesale, and my mentor was a manufacturer who distributed wholesale to other people who resold his product private label. So I have a lot of experience with it. My 2 cents on wholesale, especially when it comes to Amazon, is it. So how you do anything, is how you do everything, and start with the end in mind is some like pieces of advice that I can give you. It's easier to sell a private label brand that has intellectual property for a higher EBITDA than it is to sell a distributor business, which is essentially what you are as a wholesaler, where there's not really any intellectual property. That's number one. I like the big paydays, the big exits. That's something like Ryan Daniel Moran specializes in. Like, you get 1 to 3 products, all selling 25 to 50 units a day. You sell that business for 10 million. That's something that he specializes in. So number 2 is the wholesale it's a grind, dude. Like, arbitrage and wholesale is a grind. It is very difficult but it can be done to automate wholesale. And when you automate wholesale, your margins are like stupid low. But if you don't automate wholesale, like you have to have your garage stuffed with crap. You have to have a location. You have to have employees. You have to get stuff shipped. Stuff has to be prepared and wrapped and labeled and sent. And you got to like kiss the rear end of the people who you're distributing for and like go create websites and do all this stuff. I personally just don't like it. And I don't like arbitrage because it's not sustainable. You can't get the same sales over and over and over again. So those are my 2 cents. Again, I started with arbitrage when I was broke to hustle money. It's good for hustling money. It's not long-term. It's not a real business. I did wholesale for a while. When I was really crushing it, I was selling my products to consumer private labeled and then selling bulk orders of my product wholesale generic to other people who then resold my stuff. So I've done both of them, and it's just a nightmare dealing with the wholesale side, in my personal opinion. Hey, Josh, I found my first few products and I want to begin selling on Amazon. What is the next step I should take? So when you find the product, find which one you want to start with. I know you said a few of them. So find which one you want to start with and then do your due diligence on that. And then you want to do start your product development. So just because you found the product, identify what you want to differentiate, what you want to change, what do you want to do. Start working with the supplier. If you haven't found a supplier, find a supplier. After you find the supplier, you want to start the manufacturing process. Typically, it's 30 to 50% down. They'll start making your stuff. They'll send the rest of it to Amazon. During that time when they're shipping the stuff to Amazon, that's when you want to work on your listing, your keyword, do your research for your advertising, and the rest is easy from there, man. What is the current price per kilogram? I haven't looked since the beginning of fourth quarter, or excuse me, I have not looked since the beginning of fourth quarter, and now we're in first quarter, but it fluctuates. Like the price per kilogram when it comes to logistics, it varies on the carrier. It varies on where you're shipping from in the world. It varies on, is it sea or is it air? The biggest piece of advice I can give you, because we have a team overseas in China that our clients use, but if you're doing this like on your own and you're concerned about the price per kilogram, ask your freight forwarder, ask your supplier who the carrier is, go to their website and get a direct quote and get 2 to 3 quotes from different carriers, FedEx, DHL, freight forwarders direct, and compare apples to apples. And you'll see if somebody's way high on the price per kilogram, they're trying to take advantage of you. So do your due diligence, especially when it's the first touch point with the manufacturer or a freight forwarder. Does Amazon show your address doing arbitrage? Does Amazon show your address doing arbitrage? No, because you can do arbitrage and you can send directly to Amazon's fulfillment center, and then Amazon will facilitate and ship and handle the returns, and the returns will come back to Amazon. If a manufacturer gives you a price of unit, should you ask them to disclose the cost of both shipping? If a manufacturer gives you a price of unit, should you ask them to disclose the cost of both the shipping and the product price to compare which price is more negotiable? Usually shipping is less negotiable than the product cost itself. Oftentimes the manufacturer is going to want to give you shipping that is not like EXW or FOB, where they're not going to manage everything. Them managing everything in reference to manufacturing and fulfillment and logistics is going to be DDP. And they usually don't want to do that because it's more responsibility, more liability. So I would focus on the cost of your product, make sure that makes sense, and then ask, hey, do you do DDP? What's the prices? And then if it's your first touch point, go on your own, reach out to freight forwarders, reach out to brokers, and see what is that price per kilogram. Multiply the price per kilogram per your shipment and identify if that price is congruent. Dude, wait. Dude, the people watching to the like ratio, whatever that is way off. So right now we're going to take half a second and everybody's going to smash the like button as fast as humanly possible. And as soon as it like that thing right there, this right here goes up a bunch, we'll keep going. Let's get this up somewhere to match this right here. Let's go. We're moving. Hit it. Hit it. You know you want to touch it. Touch it. Let's move. All right, cool. I could not resist. Oh, by the way, guys, this is free and it's after hours, so this is uncensored.
There we go. We got 4 more likes.
4 more likes. It's moving. We're up like 8.
Ooh.
It's moving.
Nice.
Dude, my video team is like, hey, if that thing doesn't hit 60, dude, let's go eat sushi. So a little bit more game. You know, we're on the hour mark. It's supposed to be 30 minutes. A little bit more game, a little likes. What you want to do? No, I'm joking. All jokes aside, what else we got? If a manufacturer gives you a... Come on, bro. Blame it on E. He's behind the camera. What is the best product research method for Amazon FBA? So here on the channel, we have like hours of free product research. And in the AMZ formula, we have, godly, I don't know, maybe 12 different strategies. I'll give you my favorite strategy, right? Because I don't know how to choose what is the best, because there's no documented strategy that's like, oh, this strategy is accounted for more winning products than any other strategy. It's kind of a combination of all of them. But my favorite strategy, which is deadly. No, we're at 55 likes. I'll come back to that. If we get to 60 likes, I'll give you my favorite strategy. What's the next question? Let me know if we hit 60. I'll keep it up here, I promise. Can Amazon be passive income source at some point? Yeah, absolutely. So if you do your product research, you find your product, you reach out to your supplier, you find your supplier, you initiate those 2 point of contacts, and then you ship your product to Amazon, your Amazon listing is created. At that point, all you're responsible for is inventory management and advertising. You then bring a VA, which is a virtual assistant, which, by the way, our company offers those for clients, or if you're a done-for-you client, we do it for you. We manage, or the VA manages the inventory, which means orders more inventory, and the optimization of the advertising. Those are the 2 things that need to be done. If you invest in setting everything up, you can hire that team and everything can be done passively. If not, even if you're doing it yourself, or we're teaching you how to do it, or you're in a part of our programs doing it, you can still do this business from anywhere in the world during your spare time using just one of these. We got 60. All right, you guys wanted that secret. See, it wasn't that hard. You guys want that secret research strategy, right? All right, cool. So, all right, let's go back to the whiteboard. Ready? Set, go. All right, so this is my favorite research strategy. So I probably should have just shared my screen and did this live, but when you go into, all right, let's do step 1. So step number 1 is do the complete opposite of what you're doing to find a product that has high demand, low competition. So if you want to find high demand, low comp, first step is to do the complete opposite, right? Literally flip these around. So you want a product that has, you want the complete opposite. You want a product that has high demand, high competition, right? So high demand, high competition. You're going to set your filters for that. Why would you do that? That's not what you want. Stick with me. Once you find a product that has high demand, high competition, then step 2, you go into top 3 sellers' stores. This is ninja stuff here. Now, why are you doing that? You're doing this because if they're in some of the most competitive niches, selling some of the most competitive products, chances are they know something that you may not know, or they have a team, or they're doing research better than you, or whatever it is, but they rock. If they're crushing it in competitive industries, they rock. So once we go into their stores, number 3 is very simple. We run the Chrome extension. By the way, guys, if you're starting out and you don't have a software, or you've already started and you don't have a software, or you're in my program and you don't have a software, regardless, whoever you are, if you want to do this thing and find these products, you need a software. Go to discountonjunglescout.com. My team will also drop the link down below. Get access to Jungle Scout at a discount because I love you guys and you also need it to do this, right? But once you go into the stores, you're going to pull the Chrome extension, right? So open the Chrome extension. Once you open the Chrome extension, you're then going to organize products by reviews. Now, how do you organize products by reviews? Inside of the Chrome extension, right? Inside of the Chrome extension, it's going to look like this. It's going to have a ton of data, and then you're going to see the review section, and it's going to have stars, right? You guys follow me? If you guys are following me down below, say I'm getting it. Now, on Jungle Scout, up at the top are these tabs. If you click these tabs, it's going to reorganize it from ascending to descending order. So if you hit the review tab, which is right here, it's going to go from 1 to 5 stars. If it goes from 1 to 5 stars, it's going to show you the amount of products that have the most amount of reviews or the least amount of reviews. The products that have the least amount of reviews are usually the products that are the newest. The products that are usually the newest, then you look at them and see, do they meet your criteria for products that have high demand in low competition, which is the original criteria that you want for a winning product. So essentially, to recap, we're looking for products that have high demand, high competition. Number 2, we're going into the top 3 seller stores for these different products. Number 3, we're opening the Chrome extension in each one of these seller stores. We're changing the reviews to see which one of their products in their entire catalog has the least amount of reviews. Not the least amount of review ratio, but the least amount of numerical reviews. Products that have the least amount of reviews are going to be the newest products. Does that make sense? 9 times out of 10. They can also be the crappier products, but you'll be able to tell transparently looking at the data a product that sucks or a product that's new, like how much general revenue, and also on the Chrome extension, it shows date started. So if the numbers suck and there's not a lot of reviews, and they've been selling it since 2017, it's just one of their suckier SKUs. If it's been selling since 3 days ago and they're selling 40 units a day, dude, you should check out that product. Does that make sense? All right, cool. We're having fun today. How do you find products through retail arbitrage? Essentially, you're going to, so you have online arbitrage and retail arbitrage. Retail is going to physical locations. Online is going on websites. You're looking for products that are popular, that are at like a high clearance or high discount or high sale or have volume discounts. You're buying them below MSRP, which is manufacturer suggested retail pricing. And then you're coming on Amazon and you're selling them at MSRP, which is manufacturer suggested retail pricing, excuse me, Jesus Christ. So if you go buy like a 12 pack of this Aquafina water, right? And it's $4.99, I'm just throwing numbers out there, at Walmart, and it's $14.99 on Amazon, you could go sell it on Amazon, and after the fees, whatever profits left over is what you would make, right? You can do that with pretty much any product that's not a private label product, but you're not gonna have to worry about that, because if you're buying it in these stores like Sears or Best Buy or Walmart, chances are that they are wholesale products or products that allow distributors. Hello, there are so many people who do what you do and promise amazing results. What makes you and your program different? How do you guarantee what you do? All right, cool. So the biggest thing is, number 1, I don't promise results. Number 2, I don't guarantee anything except that one day you'll die. I can tell you this. The reason why people like me is because I've been doing this, like full transparency, I've been doing this 2/3 of a decade, right? I've generated $11 million for myself. If you scroll all the way down on my YouTube, you scroll all the way down on my Instagram, you'll see dozens and dozens of pallets of my own crap, my own warehouse, my own numbers, and me giving real game, not bull crap game, for free for years. So that's something that I've been doing. So number 1, I've actually been in this business. I do this business still. I know this business. Number 2, we crush it. Like, we crush it not only for ourselves, we crush it for our clients. And we have a ton of, like, if you look at other people in the industry, like look at our YouTube channel, there's nearly 300 free videos. Look on my Instagram, there's hundreds and hundreds of free videos giving you game. You don't barely see my car. You don't see nothing about lifestyle, because I don't care about that crap. For me, this is about impact, not income. It changes my life at like none. I know that sounds super cocky. It's not. It's just the truth. It changes my life 0 if someone invests in our education services, right? Our consulting, our programs, our automation. The reason why I do this, the reason why I focus on this, is because the impact, not the income. Like, and I don't want to get into the whole sob story, but it comes a point where you're focused on money until you get it. And then once you get it, like, that's cheesy saying that money doesn't buy happiness. It's the truth. It doesn't. Like, you think this and traveling and all this bullcrap, big house, that's happiness until you have it. And then you realize true happiness comes from here. And if you're not doing something fulfilling, you're not going to be happy. It took me, I don't know, $20 million made and years of my life I'll never get back to understand that. So it wasn't until I really realized that happiness for me was like doing what I want, like when I want with my family, and not slaving or working or hustling, any of that. And then number two, giving back, right? I think that true fulfillment, regardless of your religion or your belief or whatever it is or whatever you believe in, I generally feel that true fulfillment comes from doing things that are fulfilling. And it's hard to do that by just selling random crap. So that's a long story. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, and I would just ask yourself some serious questions. Like, look at other people's quality of their content. How much are they investing? Like, how much are they investing in their production? How much are they investing in their team? Are they proud enough to rep, their brand? How long have they been doing it? How much content are they putting out? When you look at the content they're putting out, are they trying to help you, or is just everything a sales pitch, right? Like ask yourself these questions and just compare everything, right? And you'll see it's pretty transparent. I know exactly what that Smurley Parket is, bro. Laugh out loud. That's funny. Brother, you're doing your research or it's your product. If it's your product, you owe me an affiliate link. That's funny. Well, if you do know, don't tell anybody, because it's going to be on the next episode of the 7-Figure Product Series. Started your course a long time ago and it works. I appreciate it. That means the world to me. What's up, Josh? I've joined the group last week and I noticed the AMZ Formula Max on the site. Was wondering what's the difference between the AMZ Formula and AMZ Formula Max. Yeah, cool. So the AMZ Formula is like my proven formula for finding products. That's the curriculum. That's the course. The AMZ Formula Max is you get access to the course, the curriculum, the templates, everything that's in the AMZ Formula, but you get the coaching, which is what the Max part is. So you get coaching with our PPC coach and our marketing coach. You get access to our general question coach, and you get access to our advanced strategies coach, which is our #1 to date student who has done over $1 million in his Amazon business. So he comes in, he's an expert of my teaching. He's been in my inner circle, which is my high-end mentorship for the last 5 years. He knows everything about me. He studied all my stuff and he's replicated it, right? For those of you who know me, like the OG people that know me, my philosophy is Amazon will make you rich, real estate will keep you rich. So I taught a lot of real estate back in the day. I may do it in the future, but I don't do it now. He came through Amazon, crushed it with Amazon, made 6 figures, then made 7 figures with his Amazon product. By the way, with one product, not 100 of them, and then took his proceeds and invested in real estate, right? Which is exactly what I teach. So he's also a coach. So you get to chat with him, ask questions with him. And that's what's in the Max. So again, anybody who's we do something that nobody else does. If you're in the AMZ formula and you want to upgrade to Max, we credit your investment. So it's not like, oh, it's a new program, dude, you got to just go buy this. We don't want to penalize you for upgrading and wanting to do better. So we actually honor your investment. So if you're in the TAF and you want to invest in TAF Max, we'll credit your $997. If you're in Max and you want to upgrade to Inner Circle, we'll credit your $49.97. Like, this is something we do that nobody else does. If you want to do that, you can do it through the site and email us and we'll reimburse you the money, or you can schedule a call, which is linked somewhere on here, and tell them what you want to do and they'll help you.
Can you give a shout out to Zaz Boone on TikTok, giving us a bunch of likes?
How do you say it?
Zaz Boone.
Zaz Boone?
Yeah.
That's an awesome name. So shout out to Zaz Boone on TikTok. By the way, guys, we're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Shout out, brother. I appreciate all of the love, all the likes, and all of the support. Awesome, man. Cool. Let's take a couple more questions. I know, what are we at on time? 6:10? Let's do 2 more questions. Oh, and by the way, before we do that, I think my team dropped the link down below. If you guys haven't gotten my new book, I have never introduced anything under $1,000 when it comes to education. For my birthday in December last month, I released my brand new book. Dude, it's over 180 pages. It's nearly 200 pages. around the whole business. You have to grab a copy of your book. If you grab it and you hate the way the cover looks, if you hate the first page, I'll refund you your money back. Dude, this is not for me to be a best-selling author. It's because it's like my life story and the entire AMZ formula in book format, and it's like $20. Go to www.oneproductawaybook.com. One is the number. www.oneproductawaybook.com. Make sure that you get your copy. Is it harder to source from China now that there are problems with supply chain disruption? Dude, Isaac, I get this question every single week. Here's the thing. Everything that you buy from any store in the world comes from China, like 90% of it. So there's always going to be demand. There's always going to be supply. There's always going to be issues. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys, dude. There's like, it sucks. Like, COVID hit all of us by surprise. We didn't plan for it. We didn't know it was coming, and it sucks. Like, stuff slowed down, stuff got difficult, but guess what? Everybody persevered, and believe it or not, Amazon sellers made more money after COVID started than ever in history, right? Because shopping online surged like through the ceiling. It became like Amazon was booming so crazy during COVID that they had to shut down Amazon for 2 weeks and only accept essential items like freaking toilet paper and like women hygiene products and men hygiene products and stuff like that, because so many people were buying stuff and sending stuff and starting businesses. So yes, there's always products, there's always problems, there's always issues, but we always find a way to persevere through them, right? If tariffs increase in price, guess what increases? The price of your product, just supply and demand. So I wouldn't worry about it, man. Where there's a will, there's a way, and where there's an excuse, there's a chance that you won't start. Oh, awesome. Someone said that GS1 UPC codes have went down in price recently to $30 a UPC. Yeah, so it's a no-brainer. Probably because they knew, like, yo, no one's dropping 100 on a UPC, brother. I can get one for $3. I'll see you later. Catch me if you can. Explain the importance of SKUs. So on the bottom of anything, you have, so on the bottom, so here, I don't know if this is going to show this. Is this going to show? Yeah, we're in focus. This is good enough. So on all retail products, you have this barcode thing, right? This is a SKU. When you buy a UPC, you use your UPC to generate an ASIN. This is an ASIN. ASIN is an Amazon Serial Identification Number. This is what Amazon uses for their fulfillment and logistics and distribution. So how does Amazon know how many products you have live? How does Amazon know where your products are, so on and so forth? Because every time a product gets moved or touched or sold or checked in, they scan this. So an UPC is a series of numbers and letters that's used as an identification that is unique to that one product. Once you have the UPC, you plug the UPC into Amazon, it generates a ASIN. An ASIN is still a UPC or SKU. It's just now formatted to fit Amazon's proprietary logistics system. It starts in B00 or X00, and now that's how Amazon can identify. So the purpose of it is to know it's your product, know where your product is, and to keep track of inventory. Good question. Cool. Is that number 2?
Yeah, we have a bunch of unanswered questions. You want to just rapid fire these?
Where are they at? All right. Jesus Christ. We have so many. This is like 30 minutes with a millionaire. 2 hours later. All right, cool. So I will rapid fire. Let me see, 67, 60. All right, you guys are lucky that like count is higher than the follower count. We will rapid fire. Let's say what, maybe 10 more? All right, so you guys, dude, this is going to be fast because I am hungry. All right, what's the next one? What's the best way to start for someone who is starting from scratch? Number 1, identify the business, understand the business, do your due diligence, and don't start until you thoroughly understand and comprehend what the business is. That can be through free content on my YouTube. It can be through a course, but you'll save money in the long end by doing your due diligence and thoroughly understanding the business. What's next, bro? How did you create your first team? How many friends and family? So to be honest, dude, I sold millions of dollars worth of inventory. It was just me, my wife, and one employee. So you don't need a big team. It could be you and your significant other. It could be you and a VA. You don't need a large team. So the AMZ formula trademark is not registered to provide a specific service. So the AMZ formula trademark is not registered. I don't understand. So when you trademark something, it's under a specific categorization, but I don't understand what that means.
This question earlier.
Thought a brand has to be associated with the product type
We broke down Starbucks and McDonald's.
for a trademark. Is that? Yeah, so it depends. Yeah, so I mean, you can't trademark something for real estate and then sell, I don't know, animals through it, right? So it has to be categorically to that, but the name doesn't, and you can reclassify the trademark. It's easier to reclassify the categorization than it is to form from scratch. So sorry about the clarity. Do you have all the spreadsheet templates to use for complete beginners into experienced sellers? Yes, inside all of my programs, there's a resources section with templates from manufacturer outreach to cease and desist. Literally everything and anything that you need is in the AMZ formula in any of our programs. But if you mean like free resources, unfortunately not. Should you pursue one product at a time? Right now, waiting on a sample, but do you have other products in mind? Should I go ahead and start looking? So if this is your first time around, I highly suggest that you focus on one product at a time. Get your crawl before you walk, get that dialed in, get a proof of concept, start making some dough, and then expand from there. Always keep doing product research though and stacking products in your pipeline to launch. That way you don't have complacency or dormancy in between the process. Dumb question. There is no dumb question. The only dumb question is one that does not get asked. But how do you like this live? Oh yeah, I do this because it's fun and I want to give back and I enjoy like kicking it with people who follow me. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy doing this. Do you use any of the Amazon recommended products under opportunities to sell? It depends. It's all about research. It's all about data. Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes they won't. So just thoroughly understand what the data is, how to read the data, and what you're looking for. If my top competitor is doing $24,000 a month, can I add their ASIN to a PPC campaign? Amazon doesn't really want you doing that, but you can definitely, you can definitely use their keywords or use their names to sell. What you can do, what Amazon offers, is you can do a display ad where your product will actually show up on their listing. Now, they do recommend that, but they don't want you really using competitor keywords, ASINs, or names. However, I mean, what they do and what they find is two different things. Love the Lambo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What's the minimum amount to start your course and launch my first product on Amazon FBA? I would say $5K USD is the minimum. The AMZ formula is $997. AMZ formula max with the coaching is $49.97. We recommend typically, I would say around $3,000 to $5,000 USD for inventory and for advertising for your first product. And if you're interested about mentorship or the investment opportunity for Amazon automation, where we build and manage the business for you, just click the link that's posted and schedule a call, because I really don't want to explain that. It's not for everyone. Will we be able to keep this video? Yeah, so all of these videos, every Friday we do 30 minutes with a millionaire, which I got to change the name because it's always like 2 hours long. But every Friday we do these Q&As. They go up underneath a playlist, right? Also, every single week we do the 7-figure product series where I break down new products every single week that are profiting 6 figures per year and grossing 7 figures to 8 figures per year. So you definitely want to make sure that you check that out as well. Do you build the brand first, then look for products, or do you look for products, then focus on your brand? You look for products and then focus on the brand. Unless you already have a brand with a product, then you focus on the products. Whew, that was a tongue twister. Thank you, Josh. Always dropping gems. Have a good weekend. I appreciate it. You do the same, you and your family. Do you and Shopify collaborate? No. Thanks. Makes sense. Don't want to get dormant. Absolutely. Thanks, Josh. First time on the channel. Super fire. Awesome, Brandon. I appreciate the feedback. Also, guys, my team told me that there's 90. Like when they showed me this, I literally wanted to cry. Like I'm not going to get emotional, but my team told me that 93% of viewers are not subscribed. Please, if you're not subscribed, just take your mouse or scroll your finger and just hit the red subscribe button. Next to it, click the bell. You do it once, it's done forever. You'll never have to do it again. And most importantly, your phone will be like, hey, Josh is giving away free information that's made him millions of dollars that could possibly make you rich and change your life. You should check it out. So if you like money and you like that stuff, definitely click it. And I want to see the subscribers go up. It would mean the world to me. Last two, is it good to actually start with the micro course when just starting out? Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's like some people like to go through the entire course. Some people like to watch module by module. Some people like to read the book first and then buy the course. You have to identify what's best for you. But I do suggest that everybody gets a copy of the One Product Away book. Again, it's 20 something bucks. It's super cheap. And it's like one of the most things that I'm proud of, right? I put a lot of work into it. It's www.oneproductawaybook.com, the number one. Is there any coaching or mentorship for your standard packages? Yes, there is. So the best thing to do is there's a pinned message that says to schedule a call with Joshua and his team. To get started, click here. Click that link and schedule a quick call. Again, there's no pressure. It's not weird or awkward. We just want to identify where you are, where you want to be. Can we help? Of course, answer all of your questions and then explain the different packages that we have. This isn't a sales presentation. I just want to give you guys value and help you guys. So if you know you're like, hey, dude, I want to work with you. I want to get where I want to go like faster and I want to go further. Or like, I know I want to mentor. Like, I know I want guidance. I know I want to follow a step-by-step instruction manual to being successful. I don't want to figure this out on my own and, spend time and spend money. Then click the link and schedule a call. It doesn't matter what package you want. It doesn't matter what questions you have. And by the way, guys, if you don't have the resources, become resourceful. If you want to do this, you want to get started and you don't have access to the money, there are billions of dollars accessible to entrepreneurs who want to start businesses. All you have to do is have the ambition and have some of the credentials. So if you're interested in financing or getting business funding, our team helps you with all of that. So if you're interested in like business funding or payment plans, or you need help with finances, or you have questions about packages, that's why the link is pinned up above. Schedule a call with my team right now. And hey, it costs you nothing. It could cost you possibly success for not doing it. So there's no dumb questions. That's a philosophy we live by. My entire team believes the same thing. So if you have any questions, schedule a call, get your questions answered, and see what's good for you, right? It could be a done-for-you business investment. It could be mentorship with me. It could be the Max. It could be the AMZ formula. It could be a book, whatever we feel that's fit for you, that you feel that's fit for you, and however we can help you, if we can help you, that's our objective. So click the link, schedule a call now. And that's all I've got, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Click the notification bell. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays on the channel every single week. We're almost done with the entire year. We're like halfway through the year of content. I have this amazing studio. I'm in here grinding every day for you guys. Make sure you click the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. Watch the videos. Comment on the videos. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. And I do this for you guys. So again, if you guys want to get started or you want to take your business to the next level, schedule a call with my team. If you guys haven't, grab your copy of my book. You will love it. If not, I will give you the money back and you can keep the book. It's www.oneproductawaybook.com. One is the number one. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy New Year's. And I'll see you guys on the next video and the next live. Talk to you guys.